All right, I was going to stitch a video for this, but stitching's not available on the video I was going to stitch, so instead we're just going to do our own video here, and we're going to reference Zombie Fox Hat. That person's talking about how Jessica Negri basically started getting monetized and paid. I say monetized because that's a word I'm common with, but basically this person got paid because they did a sexy Pikachu costume, and it was basically just a bikini and Pikachu ears is what it was. This was a while back. And a lot of legitimate cosplayers kind of got left in the background because of that, and this started the entire culture of spicy cosplay out in the world. And the reason that's important is because it's not an isolated incident that's happened. There was once upon a time when Twitch was gaming really only. You can argue you have channels on there that were doing spicy stuff, but it was limited. When Twitch started out, that was limited. It was prohibited as well. So if you got caught, you were gone. And if you fast forward to just the past few years, Twitch went from being a gaming platform where you like live stream games to being hot tubs, child swimming pools, bikinis, and full-on acts on camera. Like that became a thing. And it's still not really fixed. It's still there. And this is the problem with everything at this point and upsetting is that if you legitimately try, and I'm not talking about just me, okay, because I did try the Twitch route, and that's part of the reason I left. But if you are a woman, girl, female, look feminine, okay, and I'll preface a video I saw recently here doing this, but I'll get to that in a minute. But it is hard for you to succeed because you have other females who are willing to break the rules, to do things, scantily clad, if you will, to get success for no better reason than that. And I'm not saying you shouldn't use your body as you want. I fully support women doing what they want, but there's a time and place. And we all kind of established as a society, that's what OnlyFans was for. Whether you want to get fully undressed, partially undressed, whether you want to do talking, whether you want to do stuff, OnlyFans was the place for you to go. Leave everybody else's platform alone, go to OnlyFans. But unfortunately, the companies that we would rely on to support this, they wanted money so bad they were willing to let the rules be broken. Twitch revised the rules 3 times to allow these things. At this point, platforms like Twitter, I'm not going to say the other name, Twitter, have determined that they like that. And we know now that Mr. Musk likes to collect images of people, which is just disgusting. But that's a thing. And so these platforms kind of get tainted that nobody can legitimately do much. I know people will argue like, well, what about X streamer? What about, X person on this platform? They're doing well. Yes, but they already had a built-in audience. I'm not saying you can't be successful on those platforms, but it is immensely harder, especially if you're a woman. The video I was going to talk about, I was going to reference. I watched a video on here. There was a woman that was just making regular content, and somebody left a comment saying, you should do it naked. Like, that's how far it has encroached upon women making content, is they can't even do mundane tasks to film that may be popular, like knitting or putting models together or doing puzzles without being told you should do it naked. Like, that's how bad it is. Not to mention, this is the other big issue, and I've talked about this before, specifically with Twitch. Twitch has a user base starting at 13. So allowing this content on, and if you guys didn't know, Twitch was not blocking that content out. Twitch was allowing it and not filtering it, no age gating. So you could go watch channels with people. This is as of last year too. I think they've partially got it fixed. I'd have to look at Twitch here like today to see, but they were still allowing really risque content that you didn't even have to log into the site to see. And then they were getting ad revenue for that, because if you're not logged in, you don't have a subscription or anything, you see ads. And if you're not logged in, you see a lot more ads. So that means content creators and the platform are getting paid for anonymous views by people that are underage seeing content that they should not see that's not filtered or anything. As for cosplays and other venues, there should be some jurisdiction as to what's allowed and what's not, because again, those are all ages shows. Those are all ages events. So not, keeping a standard to stuff could be potentially damaging. I know a lot of people aren't going to like that. I have no problem with the content happening, but we need to either separate areas, or we need to be mindful that there will be kids there that are doing that, because it's going to have an influence. I don't care what anybody says. There are young, impressionable minds, as I sound like an old man, young, impressionable minds that are going to see somebody dressed one way and somebody dressed the other, and part of those young, impressionable minds are going to assume they suddenly just like that and ignore everything else. Or if you're one gender, you may decide that if I'm going to be popular, that's what I'm going to have to do because that's popular. And it's unfortunate that we're letting things be swayed that way for the sake of money, because that's all it is. Not to mention the issue we have already at comms, and I'm talking about certain people on this platform who had issues with people manipulating people as it is. So it is a huge issue that just keeps getting worse and worse, and we keep seeing it bleed into other platforms, other areas, and other events. It really is awful. And there is a difference between spicy wear, and just really, really not appropriate for an all ages event. Not saying it shouldn't be worn. I'm just saying it shouldn't be at those events is what I'm saying. Discretion, right? What happened to discretion? Anyway, what are your thoughts, guys? Go seek out Zombie Fox Hat to see that video, to get the backstory and everything there. And let me know what your experiences are and what you think.